Moving on, for decades, governments dictated the rules of business. But today, some of the world's largest technology companies are powerful enough to challenge entire nations. So why has this conflict become so intense? Is it about protecting consumers or about who controls the world's most valuable digital economy? Here's the bigger picture. Take a look.
Big tech is no longer just a collection of successful companies. Together, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Alphabet, Amazon, and Meta are collectively worth well over $20 trillion. An economic footprint larger than the annual GDP of almost every country except the United States and China. That financial power translates into something even more valuable: control over digital infrastructure. Smartphones, search engines, cloud computing, digital advertising, online payments, and app stores have become essential infrastructure for modern economies. This is why governments increasingly view these firms not merely as businesses, but as private gatekeepers controlling access to markets, consumers, and even information. Flashpoints are emerging in key hubs. In India, Apple is fighting an antitrust investigation into alleged abuse of its App Store policies. Apple argues India's competition regulator relied too heavily on complaints from rivals rather than conducting an independent investigation. The case comes at a sensitive time, with India rapidly becoming Apple's largest manufacturing hub outside China and expected to produce roughly 1/4 of global iPhones this year. South Korea has opened another front. The country's Fair Trade Commission has accused Google of using financial incentives to encourage game developers to prioritize Google Play over rival app stores. Regulators estimate that the alleged conduct affected more than 14 trillion won in revenue and could expose Google to significant penalties if violations are confirmed. Europe remains the most aggressive regulator. The European Union has imposed landmark penalties on Apple and Meta under its Digital Markets Act, while continuing investigations into Google's market practices. Australia has forced Google and Meta to negotiate with news publishers. Canada has pursued digital taxation, prompting trade tensions with the United States. Even Japan and the UK are strengthening digital competition laws. The pattern is becoming global. Countries are no longer targeting individual products, they're challenging the business models that made big tech dominant.
My message to big tech is this: we are not stopping. Every effort you make to frustrate these laws will be met with our efforts to make these laws work. Today, we are giving the eSafety Commissioner more robust powers to investigate your conduct, and we are ramping up fines to $99 million. If the eSafety Commissioner finds companies are not doing everything they can to comply, they will face the full force of the law.
Behind every legal battle lies a much bigger economic question: who captures value in the digital economy? From governments, the concerns are competition, tax revenues, national sovereignty, consumer choice, and control over strategic technologies. For big tech, every country represents more than just users. It represents data, advertising revenue, developer ecosystems, cloud demand, AI deployment, and long-term market dominance. Losing regulatory control in one major economy often creates a global precedent, forcing companies to change products worldwide. That explains why these companies fight so aggressively, even in markets where their revenue share is relatively small. If India successfully forces changes to Apple's App Store or South Korea reshapes Google's Play Store practices, regulators elsewhere may demand similar concessions. The struggle is no longer simply governments regulating business. It is becoming a contest over who writes the rules of the global digital economy. And as AI becomes the next economic engine, this battle is only expected to intensify. Business Bureau WION, World is One.